Hello, this is What's It All About, and here we are with another watch review. This time we're looking at the Perpetual R-01, R standing for Regulator, and 01 stands for the colour of the dial. 01 means white, and then 02 refers to a black dial. This is a watch by a make based in Hong Kong, and they only make about 100 watches a month. And it's only $150. So we're going to take a closer look at it to see if it's a good value, and if it is, then we'll discuss why, if you should get one yourself if you like the look of it. Okay, so first of all, it's as you can see, very classic, classy dress-looking watch. It is a regulator, which you don't see too often, to be honest, especially at this price point. And a regulator means that every hand has its own dial, and every hand has its own dial. So rather than having all three hands connected to the center, we have the hour hand located in its own subdial at the top. The middle hand is the minutes, and then the seconds hand is in the subdial at the bottom. So let me just put it on, and we can have a look on the wrist itself. So it's a 41mm wide case. So it does wear reasonably large for a dress watch. Some people would prefer something a bit smaller. Not only is it 41mm wide, but it's also 12mm thick. So it is reasonably deep. Obviously, for some people who like to have watches which demand a lot of wrist presence, this is a plus for them. But for someone who wants a really slimline, classic dress watch, maybe it's not for you. But even so, it is a lovely case, and it does wear very comfortably on the wrist. One thing that I particularly like of this case is the shape of it. It's very the only way I can describe it is almost like a bubble, because the crystal follows the line of the case perfectly. It's a very domed crystal, and then you'll notice at the top is actually wider than the bottom. So it's all very sweeping, and it's very impressively machined. The fact that it's got this much precision on a watch this cheap, I am very impressed by it. The whole case is polished stainless steel. The finishing is very impressive as well. You can't see any markings or any tool marks at all. One thing I will mention is I probably think the bezel is a bit too thick. I think it would look a lot classier if it had a very thin bezel, resulting in much more real estate for the dial to take. Let me just take it off, and we can have a closer look at the case itself. So we have a very distinctive onion crown here as well, which is just push-pull, and it has the Perpetual logo on the end. The lugs are also a very distinctive shape, very downturned, and also we have a screw-in lugs, through lugs, which is nice because it means changing the straps are a bit more simple and easier to do, and you're not at risk of scratching the polished finish on the inside when you're trying to get the straps out with the strap release tool. If we turn it around, you'll notice that we have a exhibition case back, which displays the movement nicely. The movement is a Sea-Gull, and it is a ST1711. Obviously, it's probably not a movement you're particularly familiar with because it is a regulator movement. It's also known as the TY2708, if you're interested in that kind of thing, and it houses 20 joules. So for the price, it is quite impressive to have a movement so unique as this, and it does look pretty nice as well. Usually for watches about $150 or so, you wouldn't expect to see a custom rotor as well, but Perpetual have done a nice job in adding their logo to it. I believe it's only stuck on, but even so, it's a nice little touch that they have done just to make the watch feel a bit look a bit more higher quality, which is good. On the case back we have the details lightly laser etched around the edging. Personally I would have preferred it to be a bit deeper, but you know, you can't complain really considering the price. The leather is calf leather, and it's very soft. You get a choice of 3 colours with any Perpetual watch: black, dark brown or light brown, but I thought black would be the perfect accompaniment for a watch with a white face like this, and I do think it looks very smart. It's 20mm in width, as you can see there, and it is very high quality leather. It's very soft and supple and very comfortable on. So it is, you know, usually watches around this price, the leather strap would be the first thing to have poor quality of and be cheap and nasty, but they've done a really good job with the leather, and also the buckle as well. It's a deployment butterfly clasp, and it's high quality as well. So you clip it together like that, and then you press the 2 buttons to release it. I mean, it's very well machined, very comfortable to wear, and it feels very stable as well. And we have the Perpetual logo quite nice and deeply etched on the buckle as well, which we'll look at closer detail with the macro lens. So moving on to the dial, as you can see, it's a very intricate dial. It has a lot of texture, which personally I really love, especially on a watch of this price. It's really impressive to see patterns like this. So you'll notice that the sub-dials have a cross-hatched pattern on the inside, but also around the edging where the numerals are, that has a concentric circular pattern. Both sub-dials are the same. And then we have this lovely sweeping cross-hatch pattern around the main body of the face, and then this outer minute track also has a concentric circular pattern on it, which is really impressive, and it's nicely subtly done. It makes it look very, very high quality and very expensive actually. The hands are, as you can see when you get the light just right, the hands are blued, which is a nice touch. So they usually look black, but when the light hits it, you can see there, you can see a nice little flash of blue show up, which is a really nice feature of the watch as well. And I think that the design of the hands sets off the rest of the watch just right. It's all very classy and very elegant, so they've done a good job. You'll notice as well that the Perpetual and also the Regulator are on almost little tables for them to be printed on. This ensures that they are printed on nicely and neat, which is another well thought out and nicely executed feature of the dial. So it is very impressive how much watch you're getting for this money. So let's put the macro lens on then, and see if it's just as impressive under a closer microscope. So let me just find my macro lens. Here it is. Okay, so let's start at the strap. So the buckle itself, you'll see it's nice and deep, the engraving with the logo on. Finishing is very good. And then just have a look at the actual main part. See the little clips there. Yeah, it's all very well made, and a very nice high quality buckle. The leather itself as well, as the top side, with the stitching, nice thick stitching. And then we'll look at the underside. There it is. So yeah, it's very impressive strap for the price, which is a nice touch. So looking at the lugs then, see the screws either end of the pin. And you'll see the finishing of the case. It's all very nicely done. Here's the crown as well. There's the logo on the end, and the deep. It's got very deep grip as well, which is great for when you're winding it. You just wind it just like that. And that's winding the watch now. And then you just pull it out, and that's it pulled out, ready to change the time. So it doesn't actually come out very far. There you go. Then let's look at the case back and the movement. With the movement, it's being a Sea-Gull, it's very it's an affordable movement, but Sea-Gulls are also well renowned for being great workhorse movements, very dependable and very solid, and you're going to get a lot of use out of it before any maintenance is required. So it's good that they decided to go with a good quality, cheaper movement. You can see the logo on the rotor there. There we go. Then here's the etching around the edge. That's Perpetual. You can see that it's quite light laser etching, which is a shame, but never mind. And then let's have a look at the dial itself. So here's the logo, and you can see the quality and precision of the dial pattern as well. Here we go onto the bottom subdial. Very good printing as well, considering it's on top of all this texture. Moving on to the top subdial. See the blue hand in the corner now, when the light hits it. Lovely little feature that is. And this main minute hand is also twisted as well, which you may not have noticed from afar, but that is another lovely little touch. And there's Regulator there as well. So yeah, for $150, I personally am very, very impressed by it. I love the look of it. I love wearing it, especially with a suit. It sets it off perfectly and does its job very well. It's also very accurate, because what Perpetual do is they regulate every single watch that goes out to their workshop to plus or minus 15 seconds a day, which again, a watch of this price point you wouldn't expect. So that's another great plus to this watch. So to be honest, I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they manage to make a watch like this for, $150, which equates to about £90. But I'm not going to complain, and I'm just going to be happy that I've bought it. One thing to note is that because they are very popular at the moment and they only make 100 watches a month, you may find, if you want one, that you need to wait a little while before they come back in stock. I had to wait about a month. or two to get hold of mine. Had to pre-order it. So, oh, I forgot to mention as well that it's a sapphire crystal, which again for this price is very impressive. So it's domed as well, and it fits the case perfectly. So sapphire crystal, immaculate machining, very high quality leather strap, Sea-Gull movement, automatic obviously, a regulator as well, all for $150 is incredible value for money. So if you like the look of it, I would highly recommend you buy it. So this is the Perpetual R-01, and that's what it's all about.